growing these cherry tomatoes that are growing so well in my glasshouse right now. It's getting really cold. We're almost at the end of May and going into winter down here in New Zealand. In this episode today, I'm going to be covering my tamarillo with frost cloth. I'm going to be planting some bulbs in pots and in the ground, and I'm going to be planting some nigella seedlings because I love flowers. So come and join me in this episode of The Garden Patch. I've grown my nigella from seed. This is the first time I've grown this plant. I'm always looking for new flowers to grow for the vase, and this season thought I'd give nigella a go. It's a delicate job pricking out such tiny seedlings. Once pricked out, they will have more space to grow. And when they are showing roots through the bottom, I will place them out in the garden. Labelling is a good idea as I'm good at confusing my seedlings. They will go in the glasshouse until ready to plant out. I transplanted this tamarillo tree several months ago. It is around 3 years old, and this is the first year it has fruit growing on it. Each year I cover it when the forecast is for 4 degrees or lower, as I've heard they don't like frost. It has been a really nice day today, after the first frosty night of the season, and now I'm taking the cover off. Well, that was the first cold night this year. Got down to 4 degrees. So we'll see how the tamarillo copes. I'm planting a new variety of daffodils this year. These are a variety called Tahiti. I like to place them quite close together to get a generous group of blooms. I use a bulb mix to grow them in and bulb fertilizer later in the growing season. I like my pots to look full, so pick some of my alyssum and sprinkle the seeds over the soil on top of the bulbs. The alyssum will soften the base of the pot and complement the tall stems of the daffs. So now the fun part is watching the daffodils grow, and the alyssum seeds that I've just put on the top will provide some interest around the base of the daffodils as they grow in the spring. I'll show you what they look like as they grow. Time to label again. These are Spraxis bulbs, and I haven't planted them before, but I'm going to try planting them against the fence here just to get a little bit of colour in this garden that I constantly keep reinventing. I keep changing things. So these hopefully will provide a little bit of colour in the spring, and I'm going to give them a try. So these are Spraxis. These are supposed to grow to about 30 centimetres high, and they need to be planted about 8 centimetres deep. So here we go, and just pop them in these little holes I've made, and I'll keep an eye on them and see how they do. garden behind me has had dahlias for the summer, but they are looking pretty manky at the moment and they're going to completely die away. And so I'm going to have a go at putting in some orthogonum thyrosoids, so hard to say, and they're going to grow to about 50 centimeters high. And I'm going to put them just in the back a little bit, and then in front of those I'm going to be planting ixia, and that should give us a little bit of colour and height going into spring in this garden before the dahlias come back again in the summer. So here we go, got the bulbs ready to put in, and I've already made some holes. So I'm just placing them in, getting them in so they're well placed, hopefully look natural, and then just covering them over and giving them a good drink. So here I go again with the bulbs that are really hard to pronounce. The soil is a little bit difficult here to really push to make the holes. And again placing the orthogonum thyrosoid bulbs into their holes. I'm just picking some celery for dinner. The celery was planted a while ago and it's growing really well. It's great for winter soups and stews. Smells great when it's cooking. So much of gardening is about planning for the season ahead, and sowing bulbs and looking after trees so they don't get frostbitten is all part of that. So I'm looking forward to the season ahead and what that will bring. Hope you have a great week and month in your garden. Until next time, see you then. Bye.